Okay, so this guy, the Master Chief, to be honest with you, in the early days, he was in a really great position because Halo was a very unique shooter. There was no game like it on the market, other games tried to replicate its success, and no other game actually felt as good for a very long time until games like Call of Duty really started to come into the limelight. So when looking back, Halo really didn't have to compete with anybody until other games really started to take over. Halo had its big dip in player base for a long time, I would say. Towards the end of Halo Reach, when Halo Reach was starting to die off and then Halo 4 came out, things really changed for the franchise, but Halo no longer has to compete with Call of Duty, or CSGO, or Valorant, or Rainbow Six Siege, or quite frankly, pretty much any other first-person shooter that's popular on the market today, and here's why.
Ultimate Halo.
Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and you see this number here? Well, it's very close to 100,000, and as I'm sure you could imagine, I'd really like to hit that number. So if you haven't already, please subscribe for more Halo Infinite content. Lots more stuff coming soon. Okay, so as we have mentioned, there are no other real sandbox arena shooters out there, or at least ones that are hugely popular like Halo at the minute. And now that there's no Battle Royale in Halo Infinite, it means that it doesn't have to be compared in the same light. Free-to-play also makes Halo Infinite more accessible than ever, and we'll talk about accessibility in a moment. But firstly, I want to talk about what other first-person shooter games are on the market at the moment. What exactly is Halo Infinite going up against? So we've got games like Valorant, that's a tactical arena shooter, which is also free-to-play. Call of Duty Warzone, I also play quite a bit of this in my spare time. That's a battle royale, and it's only that part of the game that is free to play. And then Overwatch, that's a hero shooter, that's not free to play. Apex Legends is free to play, but mainly a battle royale game. Destiny, that's free to play, but based on co-op, raids, and with an arena element. Rainbow Six Siege, that's very much a more linear type of tactical shooter, that's also free to play now. And to be honest, do people even play Doom Eternal Online? Yeah, I'm not sure either. And then games like CSGO, which is very much like Valorant, and it's also free to play. Also Battlefield, which is also coming out this year. Not confirmed if it's free to play. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, but for now we're going to assume that it's a fully paid game like they always have been. Okay, so looking at this list, let's just be real right now. Are any of these other games anywhere near the type of game that Halo Infinite is? What do you think? Honestly, let me know in the comments. But for me, it's an absolute categorical no. There is no other sandbox arena shooter like Halo on the market. And this is why it's so critically important and such a wise decision, I think, that 343 took Halo Infinite more so back to its roots, but a modernised version of Halo. Just the fact we have things such as Big Team Battle, the classic Halo Arena sandbox, deep, and I mean very deep customization, paving a way for seasons that don't expire, which is nothing that's been done this so far in the gaming industry, which as far as I'm aware, but that's a huge step forward. And it's also going to come with a huge open world campaign, even though they're not using the term open world, that's included in Game Pass, which is next to nothing a month, so people have no reason not to play this game with it being free to play and on Game Pass. This game is going to have a lot at its disposal. So I guess part of the question is, how are you going to pull people away from all of these other first-person shooter games and make them want to play Halo Infinite? Well, first of all, I think the Academy is a great reason to make the game, as mentioned earlier, more accessible than ever. Allow people to get their footing, because to be honest with you, this is just my personal experience with video games. If I can't pick it up within a relatively short amount of time, I will not bother playing it for the long term, which is why really sort of heavy games, such as, I don't know, Dota for example, that are supposed to be quite difficult and complex, I just can't get into because the concept itself takes me too long to grasp. That's why I loved games like Rocket League. It's got things I can train in on, and conceptually it's such a simple game but with a really high skill ceiling, which arguably Halo is very much the same. So to really put it all in a nutshell, Halo Infinite has a really great opportunity to compartmentalize itself away from the other first-person shooters on the market, not only because it's free to play, but because it has a brand and style of gameplay that I don't think any other shooter on the market can accommodate for. As well as this, it can steadily grow its fan base over time, have some awesome competitive Halo events, which Halo has had some crazy ones in the past, which can hopefully garner more fans, and it was probably best this game was delayed, not just because of the game needed improvements, but now that the world's starting to get back to normal and these events can happen, it's going to do nothing but good things for Halo. But the more time goes on, the more excited for this game I get and all of the possibilities that come with it. But do you think this game has to compete with any other shooters on the market? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be curious to see if you think there's anything that might worry you in that regard. But once again, my name is Jack Fletcher, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.